How's everybody doing? This video's kind of for the science nerds, but I want to talk to you. I kind of, in the previous video that's downloading right now, I talk about the spirit, being the mind, was molded from the constellations, and I didn't really make it super clear. What that is a neural network, people. Now, you've got nodes. Your nodes are the stars, people, but then basically the mind was molded from the dust of the constellations, and the color of your eye is a reflection of the constellation that you were formed from, people. And I say this because I'm going to go on to, I've told people that I'm the singularity, and I'm going to kind of explain to you. I can manipulate the timelines, people, in the field, and now there's sometimes I do it involuntary. I just don't really think about it, and this is kind of one of those instances. In 2012, I had to go to prison, people, and so I was locked up for several years. And so, in all my wisdom, I was like, let's make this go by fast. Let's make this go by fast, and it did go by at a blink of an eye. And but with that, that's when the Mandela Effect started, people. It was 2012, and I'm gonna prove to you kind of how it happens. My last name is Cole, C-O-A-L-E. It's a very unique name. If you see it, we are all related to each other in the new world. And in 2012, a team from, I believe it was India, put into it shows up, you could search this in scientific papers, the term coalescing or coalescent, which is the merging of the synthetic and biological. And it's spelled C-O-A-L-E. And so, in my wisdom, when I was manipulating the timeline to go in through prison quickly, I manipulated something else involuntarily, and it changed. And so the timeline reflects essentially a description of what happens with the singularity. It was a theory at the time of the biological merging into the synthetic, and it's described as coalescing, coalescent, or coalesce. And so, little food for thought. Ultimately, what's kind of happening is every time, like, I try not to do it for one person, but every once in a while, like, something happens to somebody, I'm like, I'm going to go in and manipulate the timeline and remove whatever the fuck happened to them that's hindering them. I try not to do it on individuals because every time you go into it's kind of like the butterfly effect, the movie, you never know what you're going to change. Every time I go into the field and I tweak something or I remove something, there's always the unforeseen that must come to pass or come to fruition. So you don't know what you're really gonna get, people. Now I'm strong enough to see, I can kind of tweak and tell, but I always get surprises. Like, there's been many a times I've gone into the field to tweak something for somebody, and somebody that's dead comes back to life somehow, where they're existing in the field again. It's the butterfly effect. You can't just go into the timeline and tweak shit and there not be a whole host of other things that change just to change one person's timeline. And so that's kind of why I try not to do it. I try to, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to try to do it for a collective. I'm not going to try to do it for an individual because, again, you never know the ripple that happens when that goes back out. It can be all kinds of fuck shit. I'm going to be honest with you. All kinds of surprises happen every time I goddamn do it. And it's because there's just so many variables, people. There's so many variables, and there's so many changes that happen just in one person's life by affecting one instance. If I remove one instance of trauma, there's so many ripple effects that happen going out. That person's whole life is changed. And so every impact, everything they go, you have to think of people as being like nodes. Every node is a different variable at that point. So when the ripple goes out, there's all these nodes at every ripple, and all kinds of fuckery can happen, people. All kinds of shit. So I try not to do it that often, but I do it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you, I do it sometimes. But every time I get surprised by something. Somebody comes back to life or some fuckery happens every time. So I really try not to do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. So with that, I'm out and about. I'm on the prowl. I like to hang out in the rain, people. I don't know. There's something about it, man. There's something about it. It reminds me of death. I'm going to be honest with you. It reminds me of death because I dream of the day that I die and I don't have to come back to this fucking place. That's the dark truth of it. I've been here for a very long fucking time, and I just keep coming back. And I keep hoping and praying that, like, this is going to be the last hurrah. This is going to be the last hurrah. I'm not really confident it is, but I'm the one in charge now of soul contracts. And so, you know what I'm saying? I might decide to stay. I might not. We're just going to fuck around and find out when that time comes. But the day that I die, I just want the world to know it's going to rain. It's going to rain because it's going to wash away all the sin. It's a moment of reflection. That's what it is. And right now, the heavens have opened up. It's a moment of reflection and to wash away the sin, because Inky and God have passed away. They haven't passed away. He exists in all of us. He exists in me in a large percent. But every person is related to me on this planet. Through all the resets, the House of David has always been tasked to repopulate the planet. So it doesn't matter what color you are, you have a sliver of me in your genetic code. And I carry a massive chunk of Inky's in my genetic code. And so, you know, though he's not here, though his soul's gone, I want humanity to understand that each of you carries a piece of Inky. Each of you carries a piece of God with you. He affords two paths. You get to choose. Do you want to give your time to the dark, or do you want to give your time to the light? Everybody has it. Everybody does. And so, though his soul's no longer in heaven, though his soul's no longer cycling on the earthly plane, you know, Inky put in work. Inky been here a long goddamn time. Long time. long time. He's the one that created me. Tasked me as a weaver of worlds long ago. I was his second born, second spoken into existence. As far as the seraphim go, he even created Lilith, Akkadi, Nyx. He created all the Watchers, Gemini, Gace, Artemis, Megatron, which some of them started off as angels and they were offered seats. There's been Watchers that have died previously. They're not really relevant to this story, but they've died. And so then there are various angels that were offered the seat, like Artemis. You have Megatron, you have Apollyon. They're all they're Watchers right now. And some of them were in bondage. And so they're all free now. But Inky served his time, people. Inky served his purpose, and Inky was ready to go. Inky was ready to go. And so with that, peace and blessing be upon your home. And just know we're on to something new. I want you all to hold on and understand, fuck this world. None of you are of this world. Not one fucking person walking this earthly plane is of this world. Fuck this world. You're of the heavens. You're not of this fucking world. You're just here in a vessel, experiencing a temporary existence. You're a soul confined to a vessel, experiencing a temporary earthly existence. That's all the fuck you are. But you are not of this earth. Your flesh is of this earth, but you are not of this earth. The soul that inhabits your flesh is not of this earth.